Recently watched Backrooms and I really enjoyed it. What I really liked was the POV found footage approach and the whole 90s aesthetic. I think that was the right direction because it wouldn't have worked as well if it were set in the modern age with iPhones, high resolution video, and instant communication. Horror movies are scarier when you can cut characters off from the outside world, they're alone, and help isn't easily accessible. One thing the movie did really well was making the backrooms feel massive and endless. Something else I appreciated is that the movie isn't just focused on horror elements, it actually has a good story. The character Clark has a drinking problem. He recently went through a divorce and seems to blame everything that goes wrong on external sources instead of taking accountability. He acknowledges his toxic behavior, but he refuses to change. Because of that, I think the fact that he was ultimately killed by the dark, twisted version of himself works really well as a metaphor. Our vices and toxic behaviors can eventually become our downfall if we refuse to grow and evolve. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but maybe his copy was bigger and stronger than the average copies in the dimension because he was unraveling more and more and feeding the darkness within himself. Either way, I liked how they decided to make his copy dressed as a pirate. It could have been really silly if it wasn't handled correctly, but somehow it made the character even creepier. The characters were all interesting, and I think a lot of that comes down to the acting. Everyone did a great job and felt extremely believable. I really enjoyed watching the character of Clark interact with his therapist, with Kat, and with Bobby. And the movie really picked up for me once they started preparing to enter the Backrooms dimension, because it felt like I was along for the ride with them. There was a genuine sense of excitement surrounding the adventure and the possibility of discovering more about the strange dimension. It honestly bummed me out to see what eventually happened to the character of Kat. It was really dark when Clark opened the refrigerator, and to see her the way that she was inside, it was pretty sad, so that scene definitely stuck with me. Lastly, I think they absolutely nailed the ending. I thought it was a great touch to end the movie with the copy of the therapist, the way that she was in the interrogation room. It was cool and it was creepy. If I had one criticism, it's that the opening felt a little slow. It does a good job of introducing the Backrooms dimension and setting the tone, but I would have liked something a bit more engaging early on. That being said, the slow buildup does pay off because the movie continually escalates and becomes stranger as it goes. For me, I'd much rather watch a movie that gets better and better as it progresses than one that starts strong and slowly loses momentum. I can definitely see myself picking this up on Blu-ray and DVD once it's released. Overall, I definitely recommend checking out Backrooms if you're a fan of found footage, psychological horror, or strange sci-fi mysteries. I hope you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you in the next one.